And so let's look at some of the other variants for the line endings. So this one is going to be a little bit more complicated. Over the next few videos, I'm going to show more and more complicated ways of using flourishes for line endings and squaring off the side of text. So we have this, and the great thing about this is I'm going to show you how I set this up. So there's my sheet, it's portrait. This is a 6mm grid, which is not the same as this. I'm only using it as a guide. I'm going to place these two corners together because I want to get to that right margin. And I'm just going to paper clip these together so that they don't shift as I'm working along with them. Excellent. I'm not going to write sonnet. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit so that you can get a better idea of a better view of the flourishes. Okay, so which flourishes am I going to use? So I'm going to use, I want to fill this up, so I'm going to use a single flourish, and I want to fill this area, and I want to leave just a little bit. Let me zoom out just a little bit. There we go. So I'm going to use a single flourish, different to the ones I've used before, which is more like a wave stroke. And then I'm going to add a recurring spiral, downward spiraling flourish. You see it's skipped here, so I'm just going to dot it back in. If it had skipped on a shade, it would have been easier, but to fit a hairline into that is sort of asking for trouble. Now, to give you a little bit more, I'm also going to add a flourish from this side, just to sort of close off this side of it, the left side of it. So I'm going to take it from the A and treat it like a balancing serif. Make sure I get some ink flowing there. You can see that starting to push your eye this way. And not sure if I want to fill that space, because if you have an attribution to put in, you'd want to put the attribution so that it finishes about here, so that you really have a nice long amount of space. So let's just a little bit of really fine angular Spencerian script. So this is about 1mm in height. So let me zoom in so you can see that a little bit better. So there is the side flourish, and there is the front facing flourish, which is the balancing serif, which comes off of the A. Now you can add more to this, but you'd really have to be quite careful to ensure that At no point what you're adding is going to overpower the text, but also you want it to be a secondary structure. So I'm adding really light flourishes, and even though I have a little shade in there, it's not very heavy. Come on. So you can see I've added just those little things. This is too close to the line, so I want to extend it just a little bit more. And you can see that starts to balance itself a little bit better. The reason I opted to put that in is because of what I did here and here. So I kind of feel, because there's weight here and there's weight here, I need a little bit more. I need something that has a little bit more weight, that's independent. So I'm going to put that in here. Too close to this, I will. So let me show you how I figure out where this is. 1 and 2 and 3. So I'm going to put it there. And that really sort of helps with the balance.